Portland Art Museum's new exhibit, Global Icons Local Spotlight, contemporary art from the collections of Jordan D. Schnitzer, is opening this weekend. You could see more than 65 works by celebrated artists of the 20th century, including Andy Warhol, Helen Frankenthaler, Ellsworth Kelly, and Robert Rauschenberg. This will all be on view through January 11th, right through the opening of PAM's new expanded campus, which is happening on November 20th. Kids 17 and under are always free. Grab your tickets now at portlandartmuseum.org. You have less than a month left to get your badges for Rose City Comic Con, Portland's premier pop culture event. And they have an even more star-studded roster with indie film icon and White Lotus Season 3 star Parker Posey in attendance. And that's along with members of the Dungeons & Dragons web series Critical Role and Doctor Who stars Christopher Eccleston and Billy Piper. This is all happening September 5th through the 7th, and you can go grab your badges now at rosecitycomiccon.com. That's rosecitycomiccon.com. Today on CityCast Portland, we're talking about all of our top picks for the month of September, from food, entertainment, and everything in between. Joining me on the show are our very own producers, John Notarianni and Julia Fiaioni. It's Tuesday, September 2nd. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. Happy September, everyone. Welcome to the show. Julia, John, thanks for hanging out with me.
Happy September.
Hello. Happy September.
How are you guys feeling about that?
I'm psyched, man. I am psyched. I know that I am the resident fall lover on the show. So yeah, excited for the change of seasons, excited for what's coming ahead.
I needed that positivity. But Julia, can we just tell him why he's wrong?
I just don't want to wish it on too soon. You know, I like the sun.
I like the sun.
Sue me. I like the sun.
You know what? John, sue us.
You'll hear from my lawyer.
Well, if you're new to the show, our monthly guides are something we started doing here at CityCast Portland to feel a bit more connected to our city, because it's so easy to get stuck in a rut and not seek out all the cool things happening around you. So hopefully, after you listen to today's show, you'll walk away with some new ideas for how to have the best September possible. All right, guys, let's jump right in. What is this month's obsession or an event that you think people should be really excited about?
Yeah, I can jump in. I do want to say, and I feel like this comes around every time at this year, September is mostly still summer. It does not start to get cool until the very end of the month. So you've got like a whole month of summer plans ahead.
I'm still mad.
And there's two things that I'm really psyched on, which happen to hit on the one weekend that I'm going to be out of town, unfortunately. But I want to put them out there for everyone else. One, real quick, the Best Day Ever Festival at Edgefield, which looks super fun. But what I really want to hit on is Sunday Parkways, which is happening September 14th. And this time it's downtown. They're doing a Sunday Parkways downtown for the first time in like 5 years. We've had a booth at Sunday Parkways in the past. This time we got to skip it because I'm going to be out of town. And Julia, you're about to like move. So that is just like the one weekend that we can't do it. But when I think about biking in the city, downtown is one of the places that it's just never super comfortable because there's so much traffic. So this is a time that you can really just ride the streets downtown and not have to worry about like keeping an eye out for cars and stuff. It's going to be really cool. And the thing that is so awesome this time, they're doing bike buses from routes across the entire city. There's like 7 corners of the city, and they're doing bike buses
that you
can join in on. Claudia, you and I, from our houses, we are both on the Frog route, which starts at Arbor Lodge Park. But they have routes going from like deep out in Northeast 74th. They have routes starting from Selwood.
That's so cool.
And they sort of snake across the city and can pick up people along the way. So, you know, if you want that last hurrah blast of summer, I think this is the opportunity to do it.
Wow. It really sounds like it. Just picturing everybody showing up downtown in their bike buses is so cute. I think that's going to be so much fun.
Yeah. All right, Julia, what about you?
So I'm talking about the Belmont Street Fair this time around because I'm still hanging on to summer, and I feel like street fairs are just like the best part of summer for me. So this one's happening down in Southeast on Belmont Street on September 13th as well. So same day as Best Day Ever Fest. You could technically do both in the same day. It starts at 10 a.m. and it goes until 5 p.m. right out on the street. And you know, they have all the best things, live music stages, food carts from all different kinds of food vendors, local vendors from artists and makers across town. But what's really fun about this street fair in particular, and this is for our listeners with kids, they're having this huge free kid zone. Portland Preschool of the Arts is putting it on. They're going to have face painting, bubble stations, bounce houses, caricature artists. It's insane. And it starts way early in the morning, so you can bring your kids out. They're going to have those like water misters in case it's too hot. And this is all put on by the fabulous Amy, who put on our 503 Day Fest too. So if you loved what we did there, she's putting it on, and she always just kills it every time.
We love Amy.
I thought this sounded like an Amy jam.
Yeah. So if you got kids, bring them out. This is like the perfect kids street fair, but it really is like always for everyone. They're just doing it up a little bit extra special for families this time around. So
yeah.
My pick this year is the St. John's Music Festival. It's an inaugural year of this brand new music festival, and it's happening this weekend from the 5th through the 7th. All genres and styles. They have like over 40 bands playing. What I think is really special about this festival is that it's centering the neighborhood and local businesses. So there are stages all up and down the strip. There is zero pretense and no one is trying to make a buck. It really was an idea born out of like late night hangouts from locals and business owners who frequent Slim's and the wine bar we go to. I know this because I was hearing some of them kind of daydreaming this up, and I had zero faith it was going to happen.
no way.
I was just like, yeah, guy. And this is why. It's not because I don't believe that they can organize something. It's because they were literally putting this together in the summer. And they were just like, you know what we should do in September? And I was like, guys.
And they're doing it.
that is not enough time. You know, I should have known better than to doubt St. John's. Anyhow, so people who are playing that I would get hyped about are Mike Crenshaw. He's a well-known activist and hip-hop artist based out of Portland since the 90s. And I don't think he's played live in a little bit. Blue Cranes are also playing, who I haven't heard from since the 2010s. They're like a jazz band for people who grew up listening to like 90s indie rock. I also wanted to highlight that the Pete Kreb Trio is playing because he was a singer-guitarist for the much-loved 90s Portland band Hazel. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. Just one, because you know I hate leaving my house.
All
I'm
there.
so excited. It's like 40 bands all weekend, just like nonstop playing everywhere. And I love when people come to St. John's. I freaking love it.
I want to add one shout out to your list of shout outs. This is a friend of mine, Jesco Payne and the Painkillers. They're an awesome country rock band, and I could just see this being like the perfect fit for this music festival. So that really excites me.
Yeah, this looks super fun.
All right, well, let's take a quick break here. And when we get back, our September picks for food and drink. So what are your September picks for eating or drinking?
Yeah, I want to shout out a restaurant that I went to for the first time recently that I am just really digging, which is Alma. It opened earlier this year on Northeast MLK in the former Masala Lab space, which I've previously talked about on the show. Masala Lab unfortunately closed down. Alma is in their space. And they're focused on Balkan and Turkish cuisine, which I feel like is something we don't actually have that much of in Portland.
We do not, no.
It's so good. So the chef, Vedran Jordan, he was actually born in Sarajevo and moved to Portland as a refugee when he was 12 years old. And he's worked at like a bunch of the best restaurants in Portland. He's worked at Departures with Gregory Gourdet. He worked at Gado Gado, Bamboo Sushi, Oma's Hideaway. Well, he got started doing a sort of Balkan food pop-up, and this is like the new brick and mortar. I stopped in there a couple weeks ago, and it was just so good and like a bunch of food that you just don't see on a lot of menus in Portland.
Totally.
They had this lamb shank with baba ganoush. Claudia, we've talked about like your eggplant aversion. I think that this dish is like gonna convert you. It is so freaking amazing. They also have a tomato korba, which is like a really creamy, smoky, like the most rich tomato soup you've ever had.
Ooh.
But the thing that really caught my attention was their, and forgive me on the pronunciation of this, but I believe it's kajmak, which is like a Serbian buttery, cheesy spread that's made from unpasteurized milk. You can get like a side of that with bread, and it was just like so delicious.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I mean, like really cool food. Also, they've been doing really cool stuff with charity. The first week they were open, they were supporting the Samir Project, which is an initiative led by Palestinians. This month when I was there, they were fundraising for the immigrant and refugee community organizations. So in addition to some delicious food, they're like, also doing cool stuff for the community. So yeah, Alma, definitely check it out.
Whoa.
I love Urco. I know exactly what you're talking about. They do such amazing work.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm so excited about this. This is really cool. This is a cuisine I have not really Eastern European. I don't know much, especially Turkey. Not at all. I have to go all the way to Vancouver just to get Georgian food, and I freaking love it. It's so crazy to eat something and your brain is like, I have never had this flavor profile, but it's so good. And I feel like I've had every flavor profile in my head. Oh, this is reminiscent of Northern Thai. You know what I mean? I can hit it. Eastern European food is the only one that breaks my brain a little because I'm just what is this? Is this ground up sunflowers? What?
Dude, I know what you mean. It's like what I would imagine seeing color for the first time would be like. It's like, I don't know what's going on.
It's great. Yeah.
I'm looking at these photos too, and I'm like, those look magical, those dishes.
Oh, man. Well, definitely on my list now. What about you, Julia?
Okay, so this is a spot that I heard about many, many months ago from the lovely Michael Russell at the Oregonian because he voted for this spot as the best inexpensive sushi spot in town. It's called Kashiwagi, and it's on Division and Southeast 26 near Reelaman, the chicken spot. And it's in the same parking lot as Plaid Pantry. And I didn't realize because this spot's caught my eye a million times. I've run into that Plaid Pantry for who knows what. So many times. And I always wondered, what is the deal with this sushi spot? There's a line out the door, and I didn't put two and two together until recently. I was like, oh, that is the spot. So I went this summer, and they have both indoor and outdoor seating, but it's a very, very small spot. So I would recommend, if you're interested in going, taking everything to go and having a 2-minute walk down the street to go and eat at Piccolo Park, which is this teeny little park just south of Division. It's so cute, and it's perfect walking distance away. And you can get drinks from the Plaid right next door. You make one stop, you get your sushi, you get your drinks, you walk on down to the park. It's the perfect evening. And they have a whole bunch of different things on their menu, just classic sushi rolls and sashimi, but also chicken karage and agadashi tofu are on there too. And everything's just moderately priced, nothing's crazy. And everything I ate was amazing. Their ingredients were really, really fresh. The rolls were put together in a really thoughtful way. The sushi was really tasty. I think it's got to be one of my favorite sushi spots in town now.
I've been holding it in. So Takeo Kashiwagi, he's the owner. He's known in town for having owned some of the most iconic sushi conveyor belt spots. So decades ago, he opened up Sushi Takahashi on Northwest Broadway. He eventually opened up another Takahashi in Southwest at one point. I think it's closed now. But the original location was sold and renamed to Sushi Ichiban, which is still in Northwest Broadway. That's the spot that Michael Russell from the Oregonian and I have talked about, the first Takahashi. That is punk rock sushi, baby, because that was the unofficial name. Most people never called it Takahashi. I didn't know that it was called Takahashi. I was like, oh, we're going to punk rock sushi.
Oh,
because
that's so cute.
He would hire these really young Japanese kids to run it, and everyone had crazy colored hair, and they were always loud music playing, which is not a thing that Portland was used to for a sushi spot. It was just a whole vibe. It was so cool. So I've been meaning to check out Kashiwagi because I love him.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
It's a really special spot. And it's one of those sleeper hits where, I don't know, you could take a date there and they'd be like, really? We're going here? And you're like, yeah, we're going here. Get ready.
Well, my pick, you guys, came from my Lyft driver.
Oh.
So
love that.
Shout out Yannick. He was Congolese. We were talking about food. We were talking about West African food. And I was like, oh, where do you like to eat? And he just was like, there's not that many places. And I was like, well, have you been to Okadi? And he's like, but I'm Congolese. It's really hard to find food from the Congo. And I was like, the only thing I know the difference of West African food is that every country says their jollof rice is the best. And he's like, oh yeah, because Congolese jollof rice is the best. And I was like, where can I try it? Because I don't know. And he's like, there's one restaurant. It's called Patience Cuisine. And they are definitely a Portland restaurant because it's only open 3 days a week, you guys. Wednesday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. But I think you can make reservations on Saturday. It's on the west side, which is crazy.
It's in Old Town.
And it looks like it's maybe aimed for the people who work around there. You know, because at that time, 8:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. But I haven't gone yet, guys. But like Yannick said it was the best Congolese food in Portland. And he says whenever he feels homesick, he goes there. They have the handmade fufu, all of these really beautiful stews. And he suggested, because I was like, well, okay, I'm going. What do I order? And so these are his. He said to get the poulet moambe, which is like this like peanut butter chicken stew thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He also said to get the sambusa, which is basically like samosa. But then I love beans, and I'm looking at some beans. They have some madesu, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna be getting that too. And the plantains look amazing. I mean, this just looks awesome. So I'm really excited to go and check this out. If anyone is in that area, 8:30 to 7:30 p.m. I have to I actually have to leave work early to go check this place out.
I'm trying to think maybe a happy hour day for all of us sometime soon.
Right? So it's Patience Cuisine. It's a woman-owned restaurant. I guess used to just do catering, and this is her big brick and mortar debut. So we should go support it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I definitely want to check this out.
Awesome. Great. Well, let's take a quick break here. When we come back, we're going to get to our hack for the month of September. Cathedral Park Co-Housing is creating a community of connection and belonging in North Portland. Their common spaces are designed for accessibility, helping create a multi-generational, mixed-income, and mixed-ability community that welcomes everyone. Plus, their land is walking distance or a very short drive to many amenities, including, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful parks in our city and plenty of nature trails. To learn more about Cathedral Park Co-Housing and see if it might be a right fit for you or a loved one, go to cathedralparkcohousing.com/events. That's cathedralparkcohousing.com/events and sign up for a virtual information session or just call Alicia at 503-319-5003. Act soon because they are close to breaking ground and homes are selling fast. A few weeks back, I biked all the way from St. John's to Mount Tabor to check out the adult soapbox races in 90-degree weather. I not only had one of the most comfortable rides, and I swear to God, was actually getting compliments on my fit. Doer, a performance wear clothing brand, had just sent me some promo samples to try out, so I was wearing their vintage Dolman tee, and that shirt kept me so cool and dry, which was surprising because I run so hot. I actually always bring a backup shirt to change into after long rides, and that day I didn't even have to use it. Doer combines classic jeans wear style with a kind of comfort and performance you get from athletic wear. They're using something called Coolmex. It's a breathable fabric that regulates your body temperature and wicks moisture. Their jeans are actually antibacterial, so they stay fresh longer. But comfort and quality aside, their clothes just look good. You could wear Doer clothing on your commute to work, at work, or wherever you end up after. Their styles are just classic. And you can see for yourself because they're opening a store this September right here in Portland on the west side at 820 Northwest 23rd. And if you mention our promo code CCPDX in store, you're going to get 15% off your first order. You could also check them out online at shopdoer.com/CCPDX for that 15% off. That's shopdoer.com/CCPDX. This episode is brought to you by Mubi, a global streaming service dedicated to elevating great cinema. On Mubi, you can stream beautiful, hand-picked films anytime, anywhere. And right now they're streaming Vice is Broke, directed by author, producer, host, and chef Eddie Wong. This documentary follows the wild rise and fall of Vice, from a scrappy Montreal alt-punk zine to a $5.7 billion media empire, and ultimately to its dramatic bankruptcy. You can watch Vice is Broke and so much more exclusively on Mubi, and the best part is you can try it free for 30 days on us. Just head to mubi.com/citycast25. That's mubi.com/citycast25. So guys, what's your hack for the month of September? Who wants to go first?
I can go first. So as we get into fall, we are approaching the peak fall migration for birds over Oregon. The Bird Alliance says that it's going to be roughly September 19th to October 19th is the forecasted peak of when the birds are going to be flying over the skies here. And since I scared away all the swifts last year, apparently, I want to help people protect their birds here in Portland. The story there is that I did an interview about the swifts when Claudia was out of town, and then like the very next day they all left. So this is my bird penance for 2025. As you know, when birds are migrating, they can get really confused by lights overhead. The lights will bring them into urban areas, and then they'll get confused and they can get exhausted. So as we get into fall, think about like the lights out period beginning, from the second half of September into the middle of October. So here's just like some super simple things that you can do to protect the migratory birds that are flying over our state. Just turn off unnecessary exterior lights at night. And you can also put in warmer LED bulbs. The really blue-white LEDs tend to confuse birds more. So if you put in warmer lights, it's going to help them.
And they're ugly.
Oh, they're so ugly.
And the blue ones are ugly, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt. Go on, John. I just wanted everyone to know that no one likes those lights.
Especially if you live across the street from Claudia. Make sure to change those lights out. Also, just like pull your blinds down or your curtains closed at night so that less light is spilling out. And you can actually install light fixtures that are shielded and aim the lights downward if you really want to go that extra step. If you want to keep track of when the birds are coming through, there's a website called birdcast.info. That, if you look at it right now, they're like, yeah, no migration is happening. But over the next couple weeks, they have like a 3-day forecast from like a ton of data points of how many birds are flying over our house at night.
Wow.
That's so sweet.
Love bird migration. I love the honking. I'm like a honk, honk at night or like in the daytime. Oh, man. What about you, Julia? What's your hack?
Okay. So
also, hold on, John. If every bird in Portland doesn't migrate, I think that we know that like you have a special power and we have to figure out how to use it for good.
How to use it for good, yeah.
For good.
I'm thinking of like Home Alone 2 and the lady like has the bird sitting on her arms. Maybe I can
you.
Just like walk around covered in birds. I don't know what good that'll do, but that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
That would be really cool.
It'd be kind of hard to tape the show with that going on, though.
A lot of flapping.
Permanent bird noises.
A lot of flapping.
Just throwing that out there.
Oh, man. Sorry, Julia. What is your tip?
Okay, so just, bear with me for this segment here. My brain has been completely consumed by moving this month because I'll officially be in a new home in September. So I'm so excited. But I feel like this is a big moving season for a lot of folks. It's like right before fall fully hits, you still get to move when it's not absolutely pouring outside. And I've noticed just even in my own apartment, a lot of people packing up boxes. So I've been reflecting on some of the things that I've been learning about my move that have made things a lot easier for me, keeping in mind I live alone, so I'm doing this thing mostly solo, and it can be really overwhelming. So I'm going to share some of those tips while I've been going through this. So the first one is start a month early and start packing up all your sentimental shit. That's going to be the hardest to pack. I'm a super nostalgic person.
Oh, yeah.
So I sit there and I like hold this like rinky-dink little tchotchke in my hand for 5 minutes before I put it in the box. And then you're packing for 7 hours and you only have 2 boxes packed. So start doing that stuff early. You're not going to need it throughout the month. Just put it away. Yeah. You'll see it when you move. So start with that. And then instead of labeling the actual physical box with what's inside, label it with a number and keep a running list in your phone as to what's in that box based on the number. So if you need to reference what box it is that you need something from, it's all right there. And it gives you the flexibility to reuse those boxes because it's not labeled like Christmas ornaments when it's really like a box of pants. That hack has just saved me so much time and frustration and stress around like knowing where all my things are right now. Next tip, you're going to have to plan out some of your meals while you're packing up your kitchen stuff. And I think it's the perfect opportunity to go check out some local restaurants in your neighborhood that you're still in before you move. I've been creating a list of spots in my neighborhood that I just want to go to again because I love it so much. One of those is Luce. A few dive bars in the area too where I'm like, damn, I didn't realize that these like different dinner items actually kind of hit, like from Katie O'Brien's. They have this amazing grilled chicken salad. I was like, why have I not been getting this entire time? And it's like $12.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I do want to also just shout out that we just recently put out an episode about Portland's best meals under $15, and this might be an excellent companion.
And this is where some of my picks from that came from, because I'm like, I'm trying to eat on the cheap, but also check out spots in my neighborhood. So definitely go and listen to that episode.
Plus, packing it, hanging out after a dive bar goes way faster because you're just like, yeah, this will go in the box, whatever. One shoe, a lamp.
And 4 McDonald's ketchup packets. Ouch, we go.
Just put it in there. So last couple tips for you. This is just a whole mosh posh of things that might help you. Village merchants. They're a thrift store in town that actually is willing to buy your shit that you're trying to get rid of. And every day of the week, except for Thursdays and Sundays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., they have open selling hours. So you go, you bring all your stuff, you stand in line. They only take a box or an IKEA bag full of stuff a day. So if you have multiple bags of things, just make sure to plan it out accordingly. And basically what they do is they accept all your stuff and they process it over the course of a few hours. And then you come back, you can either get store credit or cash. And my hot tip for this is to go right down the street on Hawthorne to Cinemagic during the day while you're waiting for your items to be processed and watch a movie for $7.
What?
It's the perfect little afternoon. Drop your clothes off, go watch a movie, go pick your clothes up. Maybe you made $20. It's like you're making money and not working at all. But I went and did this and I got to see WALL-E in theaters again after so many years, and it kind of blew me away. So those are all my tips.
How is it going? How's the moving going?
It is actually a lot less painful than I thought because of these things that I'm noticing. I'm like, wow, I can actually enjoy this maybe.
Nice. That's awesome. These are some great tips. I will say, Julia, this might hit too late for you, but I do know Rachel Monahan, our Hey Portland newsletter editor, is also working on an article about moving tips in Portland. So if you are on the cusp out there, keep an eye out for that in Hey Portland. That should be coming within the next month or so.
Oh, cool.
Gosh, and send over your tips too. I want to hear what other folks do to survive through moving, because it's always so much more stressful than you think it's going to be. So I'd love to hear it.
And I feel like Portland is so good about recycling and reusing and all this stuff. So I think that's the most annoying part about moving is you're just like, what am I going to do with all this stuff? Like, I don't want to take it to the dump. But yeah, I just feel like we should definitely do some sort of guide as to like where to get rid of things when you're moving, you know? And this actually leads to my next tip.
Ooh.
So Metro Paint is Portland Region's paint recycling program. If you didn't know, we have one and we've had it for like over 30 years. And unfortunately, that whole program is shutting down because sales don't cover expenses. And I guess that gap has been widening. There's a lot of other details about technology and all these things that I'm not going to get into. But just know that unfortunately, Metro tried to keep it. They don't think they're going to keep it. But you can go to any of these drop-off locations, and there are many, and drop off 30 pounds of paint for free. Just of recycling. Because I feel like a lot, especially towards the end of the summer, there's so many DIY projects where you're just like, I didn't need all this paint or whatever. And you're just like, I don't know what to do with this paint. You could take it there. Or if you're like me and you're trying to get in all the DIY projects before the rains come, you can buy really cheap Metro paint. And it's like high quality, $18 a bucket, which is pretty amazing. Nice. And I just wanted to shout out Metro Paint because it's almost like an RIP. They were the first in the country to do something like this. This is the kind of stuff, this is the ingenuity that made Portland the city that everybody was looking to for a while, was stuff like this. And it's just so sad that it's leaving. The program led to the creation of Paint Care, which we've talked about a lot on the show. That's a Washington, D.C.-based nonprofit that manages paint collection. But Paint Care would not exist if it weren't for Metro Paint. Which is crazy.
I thought it was funny that we sort of had like two paint programs, but that makes so much sense.
Yeah. So, you know, just, I don't know, salute to Metro Paint. I mean, like, it's kind of like a legacy program that Portland has had for so long. So go get your
Aw.
paint can. If anything, just buy a paint can and just like put it up somewhere. Just be like Metro Paint.
Yeah.
Like a shrine.
Just thank you, Metro Paint. Just paint it all around town.
Thank you. It was such a cool program because like they would actually donate the paint to the city to cover up graffiti and stuff. It was like such an interesting, self-sustaining, like, yeah, because now the city doesn't have
Just
to pay.
makes sense.
Yeah, it's too
Yeah.
bad it has to go away. Because I'm like, but it just makes sense, you know?
Oh,
Anyhow, it's a sad tip, but it's a good tip.
It's a good tip.
it is a good tip.
Good hack.
Yeah.
Great hack. Claudia, great hack.
Hey.
Great hack.
Also, just want to shout out our listener, Jane B. She's the one who brought this closing to our attention. She's also very sad that Metro Paint is closing. So just shout out Jane. And you guys, we're at that point of the show where we decide what the picks are for the month of September, our top picks, and what we're going to do together.
Oh, goodness. There's so many good ones.
Julie, I'm sorry. That did
Come
not
on.
sound at all
I'm overwhelmed.
earnest or sincere.
I think Patience Cuisine. Any excuse to have an early out and go eat some tasty food. I feel like that's
We
our
doing
sweet
it?
spot, guys.
Yeah, I think all
Fun.
three of the food options I'm psyched on, but Patience Cuisine, Claudia, you really sold me on that one.
Really?
I think we should
Oh
do
my
it.
gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if we all get out early, then it's going to happen.
All right.
We'll hold each other accountable because, like, I don't know, we got to get this show done together.
On
So,
Friday.
No excuses. Yeah.
All right.
Right?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it Friday. Get out early. We'll go hit it up. Oh my God, yeah. Because we
do
don't want to like just show up at 7. That's kind of a dick move.
No.
Yeah.
Dick move. We got to show up at like 3 just to be safe.
Julia's like, we got to take the whole day off just to make
I
sure
mean,
we get there in time.
It's for the show. Come on.
There's plantains to be eaten. Oh my God. You guys, thank you so much for going through some of your picks. Everyone listening, if you have something awesome to do, hit us up, Portland at citycast.fm. We want to hear, what you're doing. Also, if you did any of the stuff we suggested and you thought it was awesome, hit us up too. We want to hear about it.
Yeah.
Go to our Instagram page, throw it there.
Especially if you do our hacks. I really want to know if anyone gets anything about my packing tips. I think it's really going to benefit you.
Julie really wants feedback on her packing tips.
I
you
need
guys.
feedback. I'm so excited about it.
Oh man. Well, awesome. Thank you so much, you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks, Claudia.
Thank you.
That's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, please share it with a friend, rate or leave us a review. It really does help us out. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you at Slim's.